an American who loved the outdoors. John Allen Chow often documented his adventures on Instagram, but these photos would be his last. Authorities say the 26-year-old was trying to meet an endangered tribe that's been isolated for centuries.
Imagine places so hidden that even satellites struggle to map them. Worlds frozen in time, untouched by modern life. Right now, while you're watching this, there are islands where ancient tribes shoot arrows at anyone who approaches. Mountains where new species hide in razor-sharp rock forests. Caves so massive they have their own weather systems.
I can fit through here.
These aren't fantasy. They're real places that exist on Earth, but feel like they belong somewhere else entirely. In 2013, scientists made an announcement that shocked the world. They discovered a lost world in Australia, a country people thought was fully explored. Cape Melville sits on the northeastern coast, but getting there is almost impossible. Giant boulders the size of houses are stacked hundreds of meters high, creating an impassable wall. For millions of years, this place remained completely cut off from the outside world. When researchers finally reached the top by helicopter, they couldn't believe what they found. 3 completely new species were living there, animals science had never seen before.
Scientists are calling it the lost world in this remote mountain range in northern Australia. Pretty incredible discovery.
The Cape Melville leaf-tailed gecko has huge eyes and long legs perfect for climbing rocks. The blotched boulder frog hides in wet spaces between rocks and only comes out during summer rains. And the golden-colored shade skink jumps across boulders using its unusually long limbs. But here's what makes this place truly special. Scientists believe 8 species exist only on this mountain and nowhere else on Earth. That's the highest number for any mountain in Australia. These creatures survived here for millions of years because the boulder field acted like a protective shield. It kept fires out and moisture in, creating a perfect safe zone. The rainforest here remained untouched while everything around it changed. Today, Cape Melville is about the size of central Sydney, yet it holds mysteries that took until 2013 to discover. Scientists believe more unknown species are still hiding among those massive rocks, waiting to be found. About 240 miles off the coast of Yemen in the Arabian Sea lies an island that looks like it belongs on another planet. Socotra Island separated from Africa 7 million years ago, and since then, life here has evolved in complete isolation. The result is so strange that people call it the most alien-looking place on Earth. The island's most famous resident is the dragon's blood tree. These trees look like giant umbrellas turned upside down, with thick trunks and branches spreading out to form a mushroom-shaped covering. When you cut the bark, dark red sap bleeds out, which locals have used for thousands of years as medicine and dye. The trees can live for centuries, with some reaching over 500 years old. But the dragon's blood tree is just the beginning. 1/3 of all plant species on Socotra exist nowhere else in the world. The desert rose has a thick stem that looks like a bottle. The cucumber tree is the only cucumber species that grows as a tree, helping it store water in the dry environment. Scientists have counted 825 plant species on the island, and 307 are found only here. The island's isolation also protected its wildlife. 90% of Socotra's reptiles are unique to this place, including color-changing chameleons and newly discovered geckos. The island is home to rare birds, and 98% of its land snails exist nowhere else on Earth. UNESCO recognized Socotra as a World Heritage Site in 2008, calling it the Galapagos of the Indian Ocean. With only around 1,000 tourists visiting each year, this lost world remains one of the planet's best-kept secrets. However, climate change now threatens its survival, as increasingly powerful cyclones have destroyed thousands of the ancient dragon's blood trees in recent years. In the Bay of Bengal lies a small island roughly the size of Manhattan. No outsider knows what happens inside its jungle. No one has ever held a conversation with its people. No visitor has mapped its interior. This is North Sentinel Island, home to one of the last uncontacted tribes on Earth, the Sentinelese. The Sentinelese have lived in total isolation for thousands of years. They reject all contact with the outside world, defending their island with bows and arrows. In 1991, scientists briefly made friendly contact, but the tribe made it clear they wanted to be left alone. Since then, the Indian government has created a 5-mile exclusion zone around the island, making it illegal for anyone to approach. The island's population is estimated between 50 and 200 people, but no one knows for sure. No one knows what language they speak or what their laws are. Scientists believe they are connected to the Negrito peoples found in Malaysia and the Philippines, with ancestry dating back thousands of years. They hunt, fish, and gather food from the forest, living much as their ancestors did. In 2004, when a massive tsunami hit the region, helicopters flew over to check on the tribe. They were met with arrows shot at the aircraft, showing the Sentinelese had survived. In 2018, an American missionary illegally visited the island hoping to make contact, but the tribe killed him.
An American who loved the outdoors, John Allen Chow often documented his adventures on Instagram, but these photos would be his last. Authorities say the 26-year-old was killed. He was trying to meet an endangered tribe that's been isolated for centuries.
The Indian government attempted to recover his body, but eventually abandoned the effort to protect both the tribe and their own safety. The Sentinelese remain isolated, not by accident, but by choice and legal protection. Contact with the outside world could introduce diseases that would wipe them out, as they have no immunity to modern illnesses. This tiny island represents perhaps the most isolated human community left on Earth. In 1990, a Vietnamese farmer named Ho Con was searching for food in the jungle when he heard a strange sound, the roar of an underground river. He found a massive cave entrance but couldn't relocate it for nearly 20 years. In 2009, he finally led British cave explorers back to the spot. What they found inside changed everything we knew about caves. Son Doong Cave is the largest cave in the world. Its main passage is so enormous that you could fit an entire New York City block inside, complete with 40-story buildings. A Boeing 747 airplane could fly through certain sections without its wings touching the walls. The cave stretches over 5 miles long, reaches 660 feet high, and 490 feet wide in places. But size isn't what makes Son Doong truly special. Inside this massive cave exists an entire ecosystem. When sections of the cave ceiling collapsed millions of years ago, sunlight began pouring in. Trees and plants started growing, creating underground jungles inside the cave. These areas are called dolines, and they support their own weather systems complete with clouds and rain. The cave holds other wonders too. Stalagmites tower 260 feet tall, making them among the tallest in the world. Behind a massive rock wall called the Great Wall of Vietnam, explorers found cave pearls the size of baseballs, far larger than normal. An underground river flows through the cave, and scientists recently discovered it connects to another huge cave nearby, making the system even larger than originally thought. Only discovered in 2009 and open to tourists in 2013, Son Doong remains largely unexplored. Tours are limited to protect this fragile underground world. Visitors must trek for days through challenging jungle terrain, crossing rivers and climbing the steep Great Wall of Vietnam using ropes and ladders. But those who make the journey say it feels like stepping onto another planet, a world hidden beneath our feet that barely anyone knows exists. In western Madagascar lies a landscape so sharp and dangerous that its name warns you about it. Tsingy de Bemaraha means walking on tiptoes in the local language, and that's exactly what you must do if you visit, because this place is covered in razor-sharp limestone needles rising up to 100 feet in the air. This stone forest formed millions of years ago. Ocean water once covered this area, leaving behind layers of limestone and coral. Over time, heavy rainfall carved the soft rock into towering spikes, deep canyons, and underground caves. The result is a maze of stone formations so sharp they can cut through shoes and skin. Walking here without proper equipment is nearly impossible. Yet life finds a way in this harsh environment. The Tsingy is home to 11 species of lemurs, including the endangered Deccan's sifaka. These animals leap gracefully between the stone spikes, moving in ways that seem impossible. Rare birds like the Tsingy wood rail live nowhere else on Earth. Chameleons change color as they navigate the rocks, and Madagascar's largest bat colonies make their homes in the caves below. The reserve covers over 1,500 square kilometers, divided into two main areas. The Great Tsingy features the tallest and most dramatic formations, while the Little Tsingy is smaller and more accessible to visitors. UNESCO recognized this place as a World Heritage Site because of its unique geology and the incredible number of species found only here. Exploring the Tsingy requires courage. Visitors climb steep ladders, squeeze through narrow passages, and cross suspended bridges hanging hundreds of feet above the ground. But between the stone needles, hidden gardens of plants grow in small pockets of soil. Underground rivers flow through cave systems that remain largely unexplored. Scientists estimate 85% of the park's wildlife exists only in Madagascar, and 47% lives only in the Bemaraha region. In Venezuela's jungle rise some of the strangest mountains on Earth. They're called Tepuis, meaning house of the gods in the local Pemon language. These aren't normal mountains. They're flat-topped formations with vertical walls that shoot straight up from the rainforest, sometimes rising 3,000 feet into the clouds. They look like giant tables scattered across the landscape. There are 115 tepuis in Venezuela's Gran Sabana region, near the borders with Brazil and Guyana. The largest is Tepui, covering 270 square miles. From its edge flows Angel Falls, the tallest waterfall in the world, dropping 3,212 feet straight down. Mount Roraima, another famous Tepui, inspired Arthur Conan Doyle to write his novel The Lost World in 1912. These mountains are ancient beyond imagination. They formed between 1.5 and 2 billion years ago from sandstone that once covered the entire region. After millions of years of erosion, only these isolated chunks remained, rising above the jungle like islands floating in the sky. Because they stand so tall and isolated, each Tepui developed its own unique ecosystem. The tops of these mountains are true lost worlds. 1/3 of all plant species found on Tepuis exist nowhere else on Earth. Some species live on only one Tepui and are completely different from those on neighboring Tepuis, just a few miles away. Strange frogs have evolved here, some skipping the tadpole stage entirely. The Roraima bush toad looks like a small piece of living stone and curls into a ball to roll off cliffs when threatened. Giant sinkholes dot some Tepui surfaces, plunging 1,000 feet straight down. When underground river tunnels collapse, they create these massive holes, and the creatures living inside evolved in complete isolation from the rest of the mountain above. Some Tepuis contain enormous cave systems carved from quartzite rock, featuring miles of tunnels and underground rivers that have gone untouched for tens of millions of years. Reaching a Tepui summit is incredibly difficult. Dense jungle surrounds their bases, and their walls rise nearly vertical. Only 3 can be reached by hiking. The others require helicopter access. And even then, harsh weather, thick clouds, and dangerous terrain keep most people away. Climate change now threatens the amphibians living on these summits, as rising temperatures push 44 of Venezuela's 49 most at-risk amphibian species toward extinction. These 6 lost worlds prove our planet still holds secrets, places where evolution took a different path, where species exist that science only recently discovered, where humans rarely go and nature remains in charge. Some are protected by walls of stone, others by laws and isolation, but all of them remind us that despite satellites and modern technology, Earth still has corners that feel like they belong to another time, another world. If this opened your eyes to places you never knew existed, hit that subscribe button because there's so much more to explore.